Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on Foundations of Deep Learning, Concepts and Applications. In this particular session, we will see how to create an YAML file that is on a custom data set if you want to implement if you want to use object detection and if you want to implement YOLO. Then the most important is we need to create an YAML file. So, we will see a quick demo on how to create it. Although there are multiple ways to do, I am showing how I have done it. Not necessarily that you should follow this, because there are n number of ways to create an for a custom data set. There are n number of ways to create an YAML file. So, the very first step here, we have taken an folder. In this there are train and test. Under training, we have in case if you are solving an binary classification, the class names as the labels. So, here I have taken benign and malignancy. Under benign, we have, just for showing you how it works, I have just taken few samples. So, there are two images here, and under malignancy we have two images. So, then when we go into the test, again under test we have same classes, benign and malignancy. Under benign we have two images, and under malignancy we have two images. So, what is that you will do? The very first step is create a folder, and in that you create a subfolders as if in case if you want to divide your data set as a training and a testing only, then have two folders as a train and a test, or a train and validation. It is your choice. Again under each subfolder, again under training, you will have the folders which with the class names, and you will have an images. Take as many images as possible. Here just for learning and understanding purpose, I have shown two images. So, next we have to create an labels for each of these. There are n number of ways, but I am showing one easy method. We should have label img. Label img is the software that you need to install, and you can install label img only if there is a Python software in the system. Either you can have Anaconda, that is Jupyter Notebook, Anaconda software, or you can install Python. But only when you have that as an underlying software, you can able to execute this label img. So, once you open label img, you will have a window something like this, what you are able to see here. Now, rather than you taking a single image one by one, what you can do is you have created a folder, you can upload the entire folder. So, here this open if you are dealing with the single image, but here we are dealing with the directory. So, now we are taking the entire data set here. So, now all the images which are present in this you will be able to see. Now, here can you see there is an option called create rectangle box. Click on this create rectangle box, and then drag to exactly where there is an object, instead of unnecessarily covering the other regions where exactly there is, create a bounding box towards it. Now, if you remember, whenever you place a cursor, where the bounding box draw, what you want that bounding box to be named. So, here this is an benign tumor, right. So, we are naming it as benign. So, you will be label it, and then you will click on OK. Now, what is that we have done? Here I have taken an image where there is only a single object, but if you are taking an image where there are multiple objects present, no problem. For every object you need to select, and then you have to draw the bounding box. Once you create the bounding box, click on here there is a save, click on save. This is a compulsory step. Now, when you save, when you click on save, make sure you save it in text file. So, click on save. So, earlier it was in some other format. So, I have went back and then I have changed the settings here. So, I have selected YOLO template. So, for YOLO it will give us in text file. So, click on save. Can you see by default the label or whatever the bounding box that you have created, it is saved with .txt. By mistake also, don't go and then change the file name. Let the file name be the same. What is this file name? This file name is the name of the image. So, since the image name is 48, the label that you are creating also should have the same name. Therefore, it is 48. Click on save. Then you have to go to the next image. So, here in this window you can able to see there is option called next image. Click on that, it will automatically take you to the next image. So, once again on the left side you have create a rectangle box. You can able to see the cursor. So, exactly go and then draw where there is an object. So, it is just dragging. Now, what is this object name? It is a benign, which is already there. So, just select that and click on OK. So, once it is done, what is the next step? You have to save it. So, click on save. By default it is in a text format, and can you see it is 49. So, 49, earlier the image number was 49. So, it is with the same name it will give you. So, click on save. So, go to the next image. So, on the top you can able to see how many images you have completed. Now, you are in the third image. So, here you want to draw a rectangle box. So, this is the lesion of interest. So, you are going to draw a rectangle box for this. And then you are going to name it, since it is an cancerous one or a malignancy, malignant. So, click on OK. So, next step is you have to click on save. So, when you save, it is in the text format, and here the file name is 71, because the image that you have taken, the image name was 71. Then go to the next image. Can you see the next image what we have taken here is 72. Okay. So, here is where there is a lesion of interest. You have to create a bounding box. Create a bounding box. And you have to label for this, and since it is a malignant, select that and click on OK. Then save it. Then so, since now you have learned how to do, I am just doing it. So, this is a benign image. So, I will select benign, click on OK, save it. Then the next image. So, all the images under training and testing, you have to complete doing the labeling part. This is also a benign image, click on OK, save it, 47. Then the next image. So, malignancy, save. The next image, this is where there is a lesion of interest, this is malignancy, malignant, save. So, once we complete labeling all of the images, go back to the folder. Go back to the folder where this is what is the folder, right. Now, this is the folder where the images were saved. Now, when you click on this, can you click train? Under training, you had two classes, benign and malignancy. So, when you click on benign, can you able to see we have how the images are now stored. 46 is actually an image, and 46 which is in the text file is actually a label for it. Then 47 is an image, and 47 in the text file is actually a label for it. Now, when you click on this, can you able to see there are 4 numbers here? What are these 4 numbers? These 4 are the coordinates. So, for the bounding box what we have drawn, they are the coordinates. And can you see here 0? This is the class name. So, benign, for us it is benign and malignant, but for a system it has taken it as 0 and 1. So, this is benign images. So, when we go and see the malignant, can you see here there are 4 numbers, and then there is 1. 1 here is the class name. So, malignancy. So, once this is done, the so this is where you have your training and then the testing data. So, once you complete this, the most important here is you have to create an YAML file. So, how do you create it? So, right click, open a file, open a text file, and here it should be data, and I'll explain you what exactly it is. We have still not saved it as a YAML file. We have just created one text file called data. In this YAML file, what all should be present? 4 important fields has to be present. One is the train path. Now, where exactly you have created this data set and where you are executing it. Suppose if you are executing this in Google Colab, upload the data set into the Colab, then open, right click and then copy the path, train path, and then paste that path here. So, I am writing here the location where the train data set is stored. Suppose if you are executing this in an offline mode, suppose if you are executing this in Anaconda software, then in the Jupyter where you are going to store this folders, that particular path name has to be specified here. So, the next is validation or the test data set. So, here it should be the location where the test data set is stored. If at all, if you are executing in a Colab, then upload both the train and the test folder, the entire dataset folder into the Google Drive, and you open a Google Colab, mount it. Then when a drive is mounted, on the left side you can able to see all the folders. There you expand this dataset, then you will get a train and a test folder. Train, right click, copy path, test, right click, copy path, and then that path name has to be specified here. And the third field that has to be written in YAML file is NC. NC colon, what does NC stands for? Number of classes. So, how many classes that we have considered here? Here it is a binary classification, number of classes here are 2, therefore, you will write it as 2. Okay. Suppose if you are taking a data set where number of objects are 20, then number of classes will be 20. How many ever classes that you are taking, that number is what we are going to specify here. NC is equal to 2. Next, you will be writing names. So, names here is, okay, NC is a number of classes, but what are those classes? Those classes you will be writing here. Now, what is that care that we have to take? We cannot write in whatever way that we want. You remember when we were drawing the bounding box, you had given names for each of those. So, it is the same name that you need to write here. Now, how do you understand that which is the names? So, go back to your data set, open any one of this, you will see number of you will see classes here. So, click on that, you can able to see the class names here are benign and malignant. So, you can copy this and then open the test folder, text data. So, data file, YAML file. So, here you will be specifying, there is a format in which you will be writing colon, and then copy paste the file names, it has to be this is the format in which you will be storing it. Yeah. This is the YAML file, but what you have stored here is the text file, right. So, go to file, save as. So, here is where click on all files and then explicitly save it with an extension YAML file. So, now when you open a folder, you can able to see that we have an YAML file, right. Now, if you are executing this in Google Colab, then in the same folder go back and then upload this particular file as well. And then in the program, when you see in the next session, in the program you will be only giving this YAML file as a this is the file that you will be passing if you are working on a custom data set. So, what I have shown you is using a label IMG, but there are multiple sources using which you can create a labels. I have done it even for another data set called road sign data set. So, here you can see there is a train folder which has a label images and the labels. So, these are the images that we have. So, for each of the image there are labels that are associated with it. So, now randomly you open anything, you can able to see here the class name is 7 and these are the bounding box coordinates, right. So, you can open any other file, you can able to see this is the class name and these are the label coordinates, bounding box coordinates. So, compulsorily do not change the images name and the label name, it has to be same. Yeah. And here you can able to see YAML file that is created. So, you can okay, this is YAML file data. So, number of classes here are 21 and the names which is created in the list. So, the names has to be passed in the list only, and this is the path where the entire folder was uploaded in the drive, and then from the drive we are copy pasting the path. So, this is the train path and this is the validation path, and these are NC number of classes and these are the different class names. So, it has to be passed within the list, and whatever the YAML file that we have created. So, this YAML file is the one that you will be passing when you are working on custom data set, but not on train and validation. You will not be passing these folders path, because by default that path is already been specified in YAML file. So, this is all for this particular session, where in this session we have seen how to create an YAML file. Suppose if you are working on a custom data set, then all what we need is to train using YAML file. So, in the next session we will be seeing the actual implementation of object detection using YOLO, where initially we will see how the model is being trained on built-in data set, that is on COCO data set, and towards the end of that particular session we will see if at all if you want to implement YOLO on a custom data set, then how do you train the model using YAML file. This is all for today's session. Thank you.